Hey y'all. You know this is, honey. I'm talking about here very quickly while I'm waiting for my fries and my wings to get done. Please are. Anyway, guys, so of course the video's titled Flash, Flash, Flash. You're not trying to be cute. This is not on the blog spot. Maybe I will put it on the blog spot if you guys need me to do so. I posted on community a couple of hours ago, maybe about an hour or two ago, and I mentioned that today up until 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are offering a flash deal on readings and energetic work. Now, of course, you guys, I don't know if I'm the only one that feels like this, but I feel like every time, like even though your car will be like just out there, ready for when you're ready to go. It's something about when your car gets put into a shop or it has to be repaired, it has to be serviced. You just feel like you're trapped. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so, of course, even going into this, I have to take my car back to get serviced because I'm thinking the radiator hose came out. Something about that, I don't know. My sisters and everyone else I know that drive, they've always had this happen. I want to say, like, I remember one time a couple of years ago, we went out, we were about to go handle some business, girl, and the radiator hose came unhooked on one of my sister's vehicles. And baby, we were there. We were like, oh, fuck, now we got to focus on this. But of course, the tow man, and they're not supposed to be doing that, but he actually ends up going in there and said, oh, your hose is loose. So let's go ahead and hook that up. And so that fixed that. But anyway, so that's what I'm dealing with. And I said, okay, honey, it'll be done by tomorrow. Praise God. But while I'm waiting, I said, why not? I'm going to be bored out of my motherfucking mind because I was supposed to be going to the laundry, girl. One of my people called me and said, hey, you should come out and check. We got this going on, that going on. I was like, sure, let's go do all this. Let's go do all that. Let me go out and eat, girl. I was going to go and relax. Let's go out and just relax myself. And no, the hell no. Okay. I did get one important errand done, and that was to get my gallons of water refreshed. But either way, so that's what we're doing, y'all. 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And of course, availability is today and tomorrow. Now, of course, if you're not available for your reading and or your services today, you can always hit me up for it tomorrow, but it has to be purchased today. Of course, you would have to send me an email to spirit8investigator@gmail.com. And of course, I will tell you the payment options. A lot of times people will just send payment and I'm like, damn, I didn't want to cash out through there. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. So I always tell people, send me an email before and we'll go from there. Okay, y'all, today's Tuesday. Like I said, I was supposed to be running errands today. Today is really a day that I like to relax, kick my feet up, when I'm able to. And I'm like, well, looks like today I won't be doing that. Okay. So anyway, what else? I will probably be coming through tonight with a cute little surprise for you all. It's been some time since we've done some things, and we're going to do those things for you. I also want to say this to y'all. As you know, at the bottom of this, there's a little, not a disclaimer, but I got a banner that scrolls across that says like twospiritmystic.blogspot.com, 2aspirit@gmail.com, and it says all is alleged to proven otherwise. Now I say that because everything that I say is based on my perception as it is for everyone. If you perceive something to be a certain way, you speak about it. Like if you really get down into it all, people are presented evidence, and not everybody, but people are presented evidence on things. They form their opinion and they speak upon it, right? And everyone will always see things differently, right? There's never one and the same, that's why we have, classes where people actually professionally debate. Everything I've said on my channel has always been based on my perception through experience, through research, through, me, because I'm not that type of girl that people just tell me something and I believe it. Like, honey, I'm either going to do my little research and go, tap in and do my little tea, or I'm going to go within. And so, everything that I said, everything that I've said up until this point, I stand on it. If anyone has ever felt any way about anything I've said, I apologize that you felt some type of way, that you're not used to having direct communication. But like I said, I've never, ever intentionally come on to maliciously attack people or to say things to make people feel any type of way outside of saying, well, maybe, maybe there's more. Maybe there's an idea for something. Because even going into something that we spoke about yesterday, about the, cats and, like I said, that wasn't my opinion. I don't think that white people smell like dogs. I don't think that, white people don't like to bathe. I just think that you have dirty ass people out there. That's of all races, honey. Can we talk about it? A lot of people are not very hygienic when it comes to their bodies or their hands or brushing their teeth. And so either way, based on the stereotypes of the people who presented that to us and their opinions and their perceptions, it was that, cats, are aliens and, cats are aliens. I think one of them said that dogs are like demonic and shit. And I'm just like, girl, can you show me this? I mean, can you show me where it says that dogs are demonic? Because bitch, humans are demonic. Can we talk about it? I would trust a stray dog before I trust a stray human. Oh, can I say that? I will trust a stray dog before I trust a complete stranger. Okay. Let's really talk about it. I would trust a stray coyote, and I don't like fucking coyotes. Okay. I don't, baby. They say don't run from them, bitch. Bye. Baby, I hauled ass, bitch. Chase me down, baby. We're going to be tussling. But either way, like I said, it's my opinion. It's what I just wanted to bring to, the light. Like, hey, honey, there's no scientific evidence. There's nothing publicly, making these statements. And it kind of gives me like tit for tat too. And I explained this to you guys before years ago. It kind of gives me like all these years. Certain people have had ideas about certain people, certain racial classification of people, whatever. And then now that the people have an opportunity to speak freely and do what they want, now they kind of like flip it around and now they're saying the same thing. Because I'm just like, were there any talks about, and they had interviews with like so-called people that were held against their will. We're not going to get into names and all that good stuff, but they never gave stories and had any of this ancient information. None of them mentioned or had, talking amongst the community. And like I said, I'm willing to stand corrected. This cannot be a cult information and only a cult information that, blacks are this and whites are this. Like, right? Things have to be SO and XO. And if it's not really all that important, it will come out, right? There's human history, there's ideas, there's, all this other good stuff, y'all, that we're, created by these beings, et cetera, et cetera. And so, like I said, nobody's grandmother, nobody's great grandmother. I think that my grandparents were, intelligent beings. I think on both sides of my family, all four sides. I think that all four, grandma, grandpa on dad's side, grandpa, grandma on mom's side. I think they're very in tune. And so we never had any idea, there was no stories. And I'm willing to even stand correct on that and ask my mom and ask my older aunties and stuff. Have you ever heard stories about this, that? Just kind of try ideas, like modern day pop culture, because something that stood out to me, and I'm really going to be done, is that someone talked about things being trendy. And when things are trendy, people want to jump on it. And I really do think that, and I always say this, and maybe one day we'll discuss this more in depth, that I do feel like there's some type of organization out there that's like extraordinary colored league or something, where these people come together and they said, what can we do to keep our people in check? What can we do to where there's hierarchy and there's classifications and, there's a system within the Black community, right? Or the colored community. And so what they did is they have these ideas and they have these structures. And then you have certain people that show up. It's only these same certain people. Like there'd be people more qualified to show up to like these events and stuff, but we have the same people that show up like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and I'm just like, girl, like what really be going on? And they, like I said, even on YouTube from a lower level, you have these basic Black witches and Black spiritualists, BBSs and BBWs, where they would be like, hey y'all, today we're going to teach y'all ganja magic and shit. And I'm just like, ain't no way, Jesus, ain't no way, intelligent spirits, ain't no way, Holy Spirits, Ain't no way. There is no way, honey, these people are smart, that they use their brain and they actually are teaching their people stupid ass shit. Ain't no way. Girl, I mean, I would listen. I'd rather hear people talk about doing wine rituals and getting drunk to have rituals and getting drunk and shit to, have certain experiences. I'd rather hear about that shit because I know that shit is actual. And of course, when it comes to certain things, you still have to be protected and guarded. But I still know there's certain practices that, yeah, getting drunk is that. But girl, smoking marijuana, especially hybrid marijuana, where they're mixing blue and green and purple, yellow, and orange. Y'all can't tell me that that's normal for marijuana to be purple, orange, blue, yellow, green, lavender color. Girl, you cannot tell me that that's the same shit that was in the Bible, y'all. That you're alleging that was cannabis and used for fuel. You cannot tell me that's the same shit that our indigenous ancestors smoking on and putting on. You cannot tell me that's the same shit. And so the idea that, like I said, people out here speaking that and they're not being challenged, they're not being, questioned, because I've yet to see it. And like I said, if anybody got any videos of other so-called conscious spiritual people questioning, other people, like, why are you out here teaching ganja spells and stuff? I think one of them was even saying, fuck the spirits, all you need is your ganja and something else. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I got into it with somebody a couple years ago, this young man, girl, very young, about 19, 20-ish at the time. And he was getting into magic. He's like, yeah, well, this person told me that, when I'm dealing with the angels and stuff, all this just delusional. It's the beginning of schizophrenia. And I'm just like, girl. And then she said, ganja. Mama over here hired in the car. She looked like she smelled like that stinky ass shit. She looked like she smelled like that stinky ass indica and sativa shit. She looked like it. All due respect. That shit stink. I'm sorry, that shit stink, girl. I've not smelled any marijuana that smells good. That shit stink. It stinks like ass. It stinks like feet, honey. And that's what y'all be smelling like. They be spraying shit with the body spray shit on them. I'm just be like, you still stink. I still smell feet with gardenia over it. I still smell feet with patchouli over it. It's oh girl, and don't let it be like cedar. Don't let you have like a cedar wood musk smell that you try to mask that marijuana. I'm like, ain't no way, girl. But like I said, I think there's a league of people that really comes out and they push people to come out and teach, the color folks, how to level up allegedly, and they doing the exact same shit. And that's what I'm thinking too. I'm just like, what resort to, if you got the power and you got the magic, what make you resort to going to Mexico or Brazil to hide from the United States government? Their magic is not greater than my magic. Their powers are not greater than my powers. You feed those people. And so, like I said, I've always been curious to know, and even right now in this moment where it's like, if you are really tapped in and, oh God, I talk to these extraterrestrial, interdimensional beings, and they actually advised me to come over here. And like that, I don't think these people rant because of, they're seeking refuge. I think people ran because they owe taxes. I think people ran because when they got that tax bill, they said the government ain't getting shit. That's what I really think happened. I think most of them, in my honest opinion, without even tapping in and reading all about it, I think a lot of them moved over to Mexico. They moved over there to, Colombia, Brazil. We talk about Black Americans. I mean, that's the thing too. One of them claimed to be Haitian. I'm like, why did you run to Haiti? Could you imagine a Haitian first generation American packing their bags up and running to Latin America? Why not run to Haiti? Why not run to Senegal? Well, I mean, girl, and that's another thing too, y'all. That's a whole other topic that we'll talk about on another line. I'm seeing a lot of videos of Black Americans like moving to Thailand and stuff, and I'm just like, why not Africa though? Why not? I mean, y'all were all, talking about, America this, America that, and white man, white this. Why not go to Africa? Why China? Why Thailand? Why Bangkok? And allegedly these people don't like y'all. This is what y'all say, because I don't believe that. This is what y'all say. They say they be talking shit about y'all. Y'all seen other Asian people say that. Like my grandma, my mama don't be liking this and that. I'm like, girl, yeah, your mama and your grandmama, they're just stupid ass, ignorant ass, racist ass people. But I've been into Asian markets. I've been into other places with different cultures of people, girl. And you can tell energy, regardless of what language they're speaking, regardless of how they're looking. Baby, I know when a dog is looking at me to attack. Can we talk about it? And so when you go in there and those people eyes light up, you're telling me that they're thinking, ooh, what is this black tranny doing up in here? When they see you and they're like, oh my God, hi. And they just start, girls, they just cannot stop laughing, grinning, not laughing, grinning, smiling. The fucking face is turning red. And they're like, hey, you need help, you need help, you need this, you need that. Girl, and they only speak English and they're trying so hard to speak English. You're telling me they don't like my brown skin? That's I'm like, girl, you be creating your own realities, and this is what y'all be living in. Y'all are living in the after effect, the aftershocks of the realities that your mothers and grandparents set up for you. Because even going into the idea that people were raised to dislike certain groups of people, they actually got blessed when they got about that system, when they stopped believing in what they were taught to dislike or even what to like. There's people that, girl, you got people out there right now that done stories and done interviews and written books about how they were forced into marriage. They had to marry a certain type of person. And when they got about that program, they decided to date somebody on the opposite side of the spectrum. And like I said, we're not pouring nobody, we're not giving nobody clout because, baby, hello, we're not doing that. But they end up dating somebody on the opposite side of what the parents wanted them to date. The parents are upset for a couple of years. And I believe that the father had to like give a little sit down and say, well, that's the reason why we really didn't want you to date these people, because blah, 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 blah. And they give a little rundown on what she was, because there was something within their family blood. And so that's how it goes. So it's like, girl, listen, I could be raised to hate something, but baby, if I don't want to hate it, I'm not going to hate it. Girl, like I said, I grew up in a household, I grew up in a family where drinking and smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, smoking marijuana, that was okay. And that opened up the doors for other, curious relatives to seek out and do other things like sell drugs and, do other things, heroin and all that, meth and, all that, crack, all that. For me, I said, baby, I got to get out this motherfucking program because that's not going to be for me. And so I decided to do the complete opposite of that. And they gag every fucking time. And let me tell you what the real gag is. They gag so much that I don't like how we talking with y'all about how you got to get up on that because we spiritual. You're like the mundane people, girl. If you want to smoke your marijuana, you want to pop your pills, you want to do your thing, that's your business. I'm here to talk to the spiritual people. My discussions are for spiritually awakened people, not for the average mom and daddy, mundane. You're going to be stuck here. You ready for your next reincarnation. You doing shit to tie you here and stuck you down here to where the archons keep your ass down here. Can we talk about it? The false source keep you down here. I'm not talking to those people. I'm always speaking to those who are elevating and looking for a way out. Can we talk about it? Through their own self. Not me guiding you and being a guru and girl Jim Jonesing you and nature born you and all that, girl. That's not what we're here for. Baby, you're gonna find the seeds are gonna be planted and you're going to see the fruit that's gonna sprout out from those seeds and you're gonna eat from that fruit, but you're not gonna be forced, okay, to come over here and do anything like that. We're not doing that. Okay. Ideas were and down the line, but I said, oh girl, bad apples spoiled the whole bunch, girl. We're not gonna jump into that. But like I said, going into those who are awake and those who are trying to get somewhere, those who are trying to find themselves to say, baby, we're tired of these false identities. We're tired of the programs. We're tired of that. I'm not going to do anything the same. I don't want to do, what other people are doing to keep them trapped here. And unfortunately, that's what that does. You look for drugs and alcohol as your escape to escape, the reality that you ultimately wanted for yourself because you decided how tough or how easy your life was going to be. And even as you're going right now, here in this moment, your thoughts, your ideas, and the actions you do are feeding into yourself, and they are going to create a reality down the line as soon as even in the next hour, right? So you're like, I'm tired of this. I'm ready to, level up. Like I said, you're the ones I'm speaking to. You're the ones I'm speaking to. You're the ones I'm offering assistance for. Everybody can't get up on this. Everybody can't ride this train. Everybody, unfortunately, is not going to be able to make it, what they say, through this terminal. Can we talk about it? Some of you might be seeking, the airports and all, hey, where's this airport? Yeah, you might find it. But when it comes to that gate, you're not going to be able to walk through it. You're not going to be able to walk through it. And so, like I said, it's never about judgment. It's never about me, instilling my standards to you or for you, because it's your life. What you want to do, ultimately, it's your business. I'm here for those who are actually looking, okay, who are actually seeking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. That's what we do this for. That's what we do this for. We do this for the people that are constantly wrestling in the spirit, and they understand that this is a war. They're not comfortable. They're not like, yeah, it's okay because we all got to go one day. Yeah. And then come right back on down here, huh? You don't want to elevate. You don't want to see different things. You don't want to, enrich your spirit. You want to enrich your soul. Could you imagine that we're all a part of the same source, and that every experience that we encounter is an experience that we have also been a part of or will be a part of? So even right now, as we're seeing, because things are being shattered, right? Realities, false realities, programs are being revealed because maybe we're elevating. Something is changing collectively. Something is changing in this plane. And so either way, when we're seeing people who are happier, healthier, more beautiful, they have their shit together, and you're like, damn, I don't got my shit together. That too is your potential. That's why you're witnessing it. A lot of people, there's a lot of experiences that go on in this world. A lot of people never be able to encounter those experiences. And that's deep to even think about that. Things go on. Imagine you've done things, you've met people, you've sat down with people, you've, smelled people, you've hugged people that a lot of people wish they can hug on, they wish they could smell, they wish they could. And girl, even on the sense of that, like even seeing things, some people will never know what it's like to walk in California. Some people will never know what it's like to be around the redwoods. Some people will never know what it's like to be around a 150-year-old tree. Some people never know what it's like to see our particular birds and stuff here. And so, like I said, it's all experiences that we're all able to experience, right? We're able to experience, or we already have, depends on, how you live your life, how that gets shit. Like I said, that's some deep shit. We talk about that down the line. But like I said, I have questions about a lot of things that I've been talking about. And a lot of things I talk about, I have my answer. But I'm like, do other people not think about this? Do other, ethnic, spiritual people not think about this? Do they not say this does not make sense to me? I mean, it sounds good, but does it make sense? And of course, people say, well, spirituality is not meant to make sense. What? You have your ears, you have your mouth, you have your eyes, you have your nerves. Can we talk about it? You have a system, a complex system within you to help you, interpret and decode things every day. It may not make logical sense, but it definitely should make sense. Nothing should ever say, well, this is what it is, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. No, bitch, I'm not dumb. Baby, I'm not dumb, I'm not asleep. And like I said, I don't do drugs. I don't do anything to tamper with my motherfucking knowledge. I read. I'm always doing things to keep my brain active. I take fish oil. I eat right. I keep my gut health nice and balanced. Can we talk about it? Okay. And so anyway, That's pretty much it, y'all. Let me see who's up in here. Yesterday when we ended the live, I didn't see what's up in here. I don't even know if anybody was up in here, y'all. I just went straight to end that damn. I was like, oh, hour and 30 minutes. I gotta go. So let's see who's up in here, honey. Come in here. Oh, Larry. Hey, Larry. How you doing, Larry? Yes, honey. Hey, Jay. Who's on King of Sheba? Yes, honey. Present. Come on here, Dee Dee. Oh my God. Remember school, Dee Dee? They'll be like, Crystal, here, here. And then they'll be like, wait, where the hell is? And then they'll be like, okay, Dee Dee was not present in class this day. But then they'll send that file down to go, take it on down into the office. Then they fucking looking for you and shit. Then all of a sudden it says, was not present. And then, girl, you sitting there talking about, I am present. Bitch, how did you overlook me? I'm over here raising my hand the whole fucking time. Girl, what was I at? Where would I be at? We have liaisons and shit in the hallway. What could I possibly be at? Honey, hello? Ooh, they used to irritate when they used to do that. Come on, Larry. How you doing, Larry? Thanks so much, Larry. I don't know if you got my email response. Ow! Let me another thing too, y'all. Somebody hit me up. Can we talk about this? Somebody hit me up a while ago. Because I'm not calling them out like that. I'm not calling them out like that because this is somebody who's supporting me, throughout the years. But I'm just saying, they hit me up and we were doing some real deep protection shit, baby, because they were in fear for their lives. And y'all, when I say like the first two emails, they were responding back. And I know that everything's okay with them, because I do my little sirening of energy, like, honey, are they here or are they passed on to the other side? If they passed on to the other side, allow the energy to manifest. I have my little process. And so the way I'm like, I know they still here, but girl, we communicated and sent over the money, y'all. And it was close to almost, $1,000. And either way, y'all, I did not hear back from them after. I'm sitting here. I did the work. I sent over proof of work and all that. I do all that. Check up on them. Did I hear back? And I'm just like, girl, why do y'all be doing that? Why do y'all be doing that? And of course, this, the Larry didn't do that, but I'm saying this, this made me think about it because I'm like, I don't know if you got my email or not. And that's like a common email I send out. When I send an email and I don't get a response to somebody, I send another email and say, hey, I don't know if you received my email or not, but I haven't heard back from you, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, what make y'all do that? What make y'all send an email over as if it's very important, as if it's a dire situation, and then all of a sudden you just go ghost? And like that, I do mind, because not just about you sending over money. I mean, hello, yeah, it's not just about that. We're here to offer services to help you get where you need to get to. Girl, if it was just about the money, like I said, there's a lot of other things I could be doing. Hello? Can we talk about it? And so anyway, that's that, honey. Okay. Kinga, yes, come on, Kinga Sheba. Yes, honey. Ow, it's been a long time. You shouldn't have left you. Would have touched anything from the dispersed. Listen, like you growing your own weed and shit, I could see that possibly. But buying the shit off the streets, I mean, girl, think about it. I mean, y'all, come on now. I mean, it doesn't take the sharpest tool in the toolbox to understand this. Where did this person get their weed from the streets that you're buying it from? Oh, I know this guy, he got a good source. How do you know that? Where did he get his weed from? On top of that, is the seeds pure? Are they not tampered with? I mean, girl, I told you, I know stories about a lot of people who got fucked up in the long run. Honey, they start losing shit. They start getting schizophrenic. There was a very handsome guy. I told you, there was two boys, that we grew up with, and they were twins, but they were kind of opposite of each other. That makes sense. Like one was brown skin, one was like very light skin with colored eyes. One was brown skin with like brown eyes, one was light skin with colored eyes. And long story short, the light skinned brother smoked some weed. They tampered with it. They alleged that they laced it with angel's dust. We haven't heard about that drug in a long time, huh? Angel's dust, honey. But they laced him with that, and it messed him up, y'all. Like this guy will be like, girl, like it broke my heart, y'all. Like I'm getting a little emotional when I think about it. Like when I saw this guy, I was like, damn. I was hoping that he would be curious about fucking with me. I was hoping we got older, but he was gonna be a little curious to try some of this caramel drizzle, honey. I was hoping that he was gonna want some of this. And girl, this motherfucker's out of his mind. I was like, I can't believe this. I'm like, this is really sad right here. This is real sad. Girl, listen, y'all, it was sad. And I'm like, he's the better looking brother too. And it's just like, fuck, his brain is gone. Girl, Jesus. Oh my God, that's what that girl. Goddamn. Anyway, I ain't trusting none of that. Mister, did you hear about the Buffalo Soldiers situation for Beyonce? The folks are ceasing all around. Buffalo Soldiers situation for Beyonce. Let me look this up really quick while we live. I think I heard a little something about it where she's trying to get the Black Americans to attack the Native Americans or something like that. Let me see. It says UV raised is very high today. Oh, it's the UV is very high today. Beyonce Buffalo Soldier. What up? Okay. Beyonce wore a shirt. They're sick of Beyonce. And it said that Native Americans are the enemies of peace. That's what Beyonce said. A t-shirt worn by Beyonce during a Juneteenth performance on her Cowboy Carter tour has sparked a discussion over how Americans frame their history and caused a wave of criticism for the Houston-born superstar. The t-shirt worn during a concert in Paris featured images of the Buffalo Soldiers who belonged to the Black U.S. Army unit active during the late 1800s and early 1900s. On the back was a lengthy description of the soldiers that included their antagonists were the enemies of peace, order, and settlement. Warring Indians, bandits, cattle thieves, motorist gunmen, bootleggers, trespassing Mexican revolutionaries. Images of the church and videos of the performances are also featured on Beyonce's website. As she prepares to return to the U.S. for the performance in her hometown this weekend, fans and indigenous forces took social media to criticize Beyonce for wearing a t-shirt that frames Native Americans and Mexican revolutionaries as anything but the victims of American imperialism and promoting anti-indigenous languages. Now, y'all, my brain was already processed, girl, while we sitting reading this. Let's talk about this for a quick second. Now, you guys have to understand that, Beyonce is the Creole indigenous woman from the South. This woman is Creole, which more than likely has French / Spanish / African ancestry, and probably a little bit of Indian in there as well. If you're going to say like Choctaw or something like that. And I think even on the dad's side, I think he got some Indian blood in him too. Just filling in and tapping in and feeling those energies and those spirits and stuff, right? And I feel like there's a big mama or somebody called Mima, Mamu, Moo. Something like that, right? Big lady. She loved wearing feathers in her hair, long. And these are not like dreadlocks, but her hair was like twisted up with like I said, feathers in it. And so either way, what you got to understand that there was a group of Native Americans, and just so happened there are black-skinned Native Americans, and I'm going to use it in that way for the sake of entertainment purposes, right? Because that's what they say this is. It's entertainment. Okay, hello? And so there was a tribe of black-skinned Indians who was fighting in the court as recent as 2012. And I think this happened for like 7 years, where the government was trying to strip these people of their reservation and their rights to be called indigenous people. Now, these people had proof, okay, and don't quote me on this. I believe it was the Lumidee or the Lumidee tribe, Lumidee tribe, and they had proof that their ancestors have always been indigenous, Native American. And so the government was trying to strip them of this, and they fought hard, y'all. They fought hard to get this. And of course, that's a lot of history with that, right? Throughout America, throughout Central America, or, central, the central United States and stuff. And so either way, I believe, and I will continue to say this, is that it was presented a while ago that you have the Asians, you have the Europeans, and they call them Eurasians. And the Eurasians actually look very much like a lot of Native Americans in America. These people either look like Spanish, let's say somebody say I'm Mexican, like you, okay, you look, Mexican. We're gonna say lighter indigenous, right? Because I'm not gonna be sound like I'm ignorant, baby. I love all cultures. Like I said, going into native tribes and all this good shit, indigenous, aboriginal. I'm into all that. And I have love for all people who are really a part of their culture and who actually know their culture. But I think that a lot of Native Americans are intertwined with the miseducation of even Black Americans. So what I mean by that is a lot of these Native Americans think that they actually have Native American roots when they actually have European and Asian roots. And then on the same side, they're telling these Black people in America they have African roots. In reality, they have indigenous or Mary Indian roots. And so for me, it's kind of like, is she lying? Like, this is somebody who knows a lot about a lot. This is somebody who's elevated in her knowledge. This is somebody who's not only talented and gifted, but I'm sure she's spiritually motherfucking inclined. Can we talk about it? So is she wrong? And then y'all want to blame it on American imperialism. You want to blame it on if it's, well, this is what's really going on. This is really, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Now, majority of, we're not going to say minority of, because there are some people out there who know their roots. There are some people out there who knows who they are and where they come from. But like I said, I would like to know how the hell you're Native American, but your last name is Torres Rodriguez. Can we talk about, it's not Bars, it's not Booth. Hello? It's not Barstow. It's not Bullard. It's not Mini Wawa. Hello? It's not Bakers. It's not Waistco. It's fucking Rodriguez, Torres, Garcia, Garza. Like, girl, make it make sense. And you're on a native reservation from a tribe of Indian that only was from Wyoming. Girl, Mexico didn't own Wyoming. Can we talk about it? And I won't stand corrected if I'm wrong. So I'm just saying, like, what's Beyonce wrong? And see, a lot of people don't like to be educated. I found out, King of Steve, that a lot of people like to stay stupid. A lot of people like to stay like kids. They like to stay playing in a kitty corner box like fucking kids in a sandbox and shit. They like to trace along the line. I found out, King of Sheba, that some grown ass people enjoy playing stupid. They love being the stupid role. They love playing stupid role. Oh, I didn't really think about it. I mean, you thought about everything else. You thought about fucking. You thought about smoking. You thought about drinking. Like, girl, how the fuck you gonna? And that's how we think about shit. How the hell are you curious about tasting alcohol before you're curious about learning your own fucking history? How are you curious about fucking and sucking before you learn about who the fuck you are and where the fuck you come from? It just doesn't make sense to me. I had my first alcoholic beverage at 23 years old. Hello? 23 years old, I had my first alcoholic beverage. And it was a shot of fucking Patron. And my cousin, I really didn't want to do it, but my cousin made me do it. Can we talk about it? He said, oh, you better do it. You try it. Come on now. Don't be like that. You try to make me feel bad. So I'm just like, girl. So what I feel about it, I feel like Beyonce is educating the people. I feel like, the black skin, red skin, copper skin Indians, they're not upset with her. They're not fighting with her. I do feel like, and I'll continue to say that, everyone is the enemy, including the ones that look like you. Back in the day, we fell into the traps of wanting to be around people who look like us, who act like us, who spoke like us. But in reality, like I said, these people are the ones that got you together. A lot of the people that got lynched, and like I said, I'm willing to stand on this, and I'm willing to bet when it comes to the spiritual shit, bitch, I don't play when it comes to that. I'm willing to stand on everything I'm saying right now and everything I've always said. When it came to Black people being lynched and it came to Black people being spotted and there was undercover parties and secret parties, and this is why a lot of secret societies were even invented. And even though you were Black, you cannot be a part of these secret societies. They started coming about and it started being really, really enforced, bitches, when people who look like you start turning you over. How about that? When they started snitching you out. But like I told y'all, this is the spiritual stuff. I didn't live during that time, so I wouldn't know this from my own just saying, oh, what happened? Spiritual downloads and spiritual practice and dealing with certain energies, I picked up on stuff. I had visions of stuff where I'm like, oh, so this is how it fucking happened. And even going into looking different and people who are, constantly trying to, appropriate and not even culturally appropriate, but just try to push certain things like, oh, you have to start wearing your afro. You have to start doing this. Like, girl, who started all this? Whose idea was this? You don't think they were doing this stuff to mark you? You don't think they were enforcing you to take on titles to mark you for whatever it is that they had planned for you? Huh? You don't think that was a marking? So anyway, there's a lot with a lot. Do I agree with Beyonce? Yes, I do. Me and Beyonce are not best friends. We're not Judy's. I'm not a fan of Beyonce. I like her music. I think she's beautiful. I think she's a very emotional, sensitive being. I also think that she's somebody who is a victim of trauma. I think that she has worked on some of the trauma, but the trauma is still there. Okay, can you take away her being a good mother? No. Can you take away her from being a good vocalist? No. Can we talk about it? Can you take away from her being a good person? I don't know. That's questionable because people have had bad experiences with her personally. But like I said, the truth is the truth, and I support the truth. So was she wrong? No, she wasn't wrong. Anybody who got a fucking problem with it, girl, take the same anger out and go out and blast your fucking government. How about that? Go out and get on social media. That's what I mean by blast, and cuss out your fucking government. Okay? Start with your president. See, y'all fighting the wrong people. Girl, don't get mad at her because she got into some knowledge and y'all stupid asses ain't got into no fucking knowledge. You guys still trying to figure out who the fuck you are. You don't even know your real language. Now that'd be the gag of it all. And that's like you said, I'm gonna start dealing with people who have a library card. You don't own a library card, but it's just something we can talk about. If you don't own a library card and or a book collection, there's nothing that we can talk about. Nothing. If you spend your free time being a follower, looking up stupid ass videos, shit that does not educate you or take you to a higher level, baby, there's nothing we can talk about. I can say hi and bye to you, but like being around you, no, ma'am. Because they said that you become what you're around. So I cannot dumb myself down. It won't happen. And it's not being offensive. I'm talking about scientific proof. Is that when you deal with people who are at a lower, thinking capacity as you are, or they're not really as in depth when it comes to researching things, you kind of lose yourself. You become like them. Your brain is constantly comparing you and them, and your body is going to say, well, I mean, let's be more like them. That's why friends eventually start copying each other. And it's not an intentional thing. That's just how it is. Because your subconscious mind is saying, who? Well, shit, hey, maybe you could do it too. And there you go. So like I said, Beyonce was not incorrect. Beyonce's trying to be the voice for the people. She's trying to be the voice for the real natives. She's trying to be the voice for the real people who deserve. And that's not a fucking thing too. That's not a thing too. You can get a reservation card and you can start a business, girl. It's been wealthy to be Native American, girl. These people own casinos and shit, girl. They got their own reservations. Can we talk about it? It's time that this shit get turned over to the people who really deserve it. Can we talk about it? The people who are true, the real Amerindians. That's what needs to be. Girl, fuck the dumb shit. Girl, let's compare and contrast. They got old pagans and shit, girl. And you can stare and say, well, they got high cheekbone too. The fuck, every culture had high cheekbone. Black, you got white with cheekbones, high cheekbones, you got black with high cheekbones. What the fuck does that mean? Now, are you lactose intolerant? Do you get drunk quickly? Now, that would be a sign that you really got some native blood in you, girl. You can get drunk. You could drink and not get drunk. You're probably not Native American, babe. If you can have no cow milk like that, and what I mean by you don't even got to be lactose tolerant, because I'm not lactose tolerant, but something about whole fat milk fuck me up. I can have skim milk. I have low percent milk. I have 2% milk, reduced fat, but I cannot have whole fat. Whole fat will fuck me up. So it's like, baby, y'all are here stuffing and sipping on cow's milk and shit, girl. We done seen some people just sucking the milk straight out the cow's nipple. It seems like you're more European blood than you are native blooded, baby. The Asians could also handle that cow milk like that. So you sure you're not Asian and white versus American Indian? Hello? America Indian? Can we talk about it? Bitch, Beyonce said what the fuck she said, and I stand behind what she said. Anybody got a problem with it? I don't give a fuck, bitch. Bye. Bitch, I seem good at night. I don't need friends. Hello? I don't need fucking friends, girl. I got friends. My friend is Guadalupe. My friend is Ganesha. Hello? My friend is the angelic legions. Hello? The fuck? Girl? She said what she said. Beyonce, she said what she said. Anybody got a problem with Beyonce? Got a problem with me? What's that? What's up, babe? The fuck? No fun. I need my passport. You do need your passport. Yes, you do. Listen, if you just get into magic, would there be an ancestor spirit who your mind imitates without knowing it, like following in the ancient's footsteps without trying? Of course. And we also have something called ancestral imprint, right? And so there might be ideas that you will just get that are not your own, but it's something speaking through you if that's what you're asking. So yes, when you're getting into magic or you're just trying to figure out where it is you're trying to go, yes, you will start to do things like your ancestors. You will start to do things like the spirits that are leading you to be a part of who you are. Because remember, we're in this life not just to live, or they say we're living to die. We're in this life retracing our steps. We're in this life trying to figure out what is our ultimate purpose, what is our ultimate picture in being existent. You did not fight semen through vaginal canal, through the cervix, into the fallopian tubes to meet that egg, to then get implanted to what you didn't fight that and fight these other millions of sperms, baby. You didn't say you bitch, you were determined. Can we talk about it? Bitch, you were fucking determined. Excuse me. You were determined, not bitch. You were determined to just say, oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I gotta do it. And you made it. So you think that you did all that just to be here, just to be like everyone else? Just to, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to do that. Well, maybe I'm supposed to. Girl, you got to think bigger. You got to think bigger or go home. What they say? Do big, go big or go home. No, think big or go home. Think big or shut the fuck up. That's what I mean by go home. Think big or stay where you at and stay out our way. Stay out the way of those who are thinking big. Bitch, don't put your limitations on us. Don't put your restrictions on us. Don't put your boundaries on us. Don't say it's not possible for you to, and that'd be nothing too where people be out here trying to do, girl. They be like really trying to get people down. Well, this is my experience at Bank of America, and I found that they don't really care for short, blue-eyed people. The fuck? That is your story, bitch. Keep your story to your motherfucking self, girl. That is your experience, girl. Everybody else ain't gonna have that fucking experience. That's the case, girl. Get together and do a class action lawsuit and sue them. Can we talk about it? That's the same thing a lot of these businesses who be discriminating against certain racial groups of people. They don't discriminate against everybody in that racial group of people. That's why there's no class action lawsuit. Girl, yes, you could sue for discrimination. Yes, you can. So where's these lawsuits that you feel like you're really being discriminated against? Because they can show proof that they actually have ethnic clientele. Just maybe they're not looking for you. Maybe your energy's fucked up. Maybe there's some type of blockage. And that'd be another thing I'm thinking about too, where people be so spiritually inclined until it comes to being spiritual. Maybe you're not getting a house having to do with you being black or being a woman, or you being gay or you being trans. May have everything to do with you having a spiritual blockage. Can we talk about it? Like, this is what it comes down to. Like, girl, we're not playing schizophrenic. We're not playing, jumping in, jumping out. Girl, if you're spiritual Monday and Tuesday, you're spiritual every day of the fucking week. You're not just gonna pick the day you're spiritual, or you're not gonna just pick your experience of being spiritual. Oh, well, that's not really a spiritual experience, so I'm not gonna think of it as being spiritual. I'm gonna think of it, girl, what thing are you not spiritual? That doesn't make sense. Everything as a spiritual person is spiritual. Everything as a spiritual person is spiritual. Everything. People looking at you funny. Oh, they're looking at me funny. Maybe they clocking the T. No, they see that energy, babe. That's why they're looking at you like that. Oh, baby, I stepped to the place and they shut me down. Yeah, the ops. Been there, done that. Got told no, then got told yes. Can we talk about it? Got told no 2 times, got told yes the 3rd time. Hello? Can we talk about it? Going into a thing, people like the odds are against you. You're not going to make it. It's not for you. There's no way you can do it. I did it and it took me, and look at me. I'm a high school graduate with a master's degree. Yeah, bitch, they said it like that, girl. And it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, it's a little difficult. Oh, it is, really? Bitch, show them. Oh, shit, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe you got luck. Maybe you got lucky. That was the thing of luck. Oh, so it's lucky for me, but you fell in it. Was it bad luck? You fell in it, wasn't experienced, was didn't trust you. Like, girl, let's talk about it. Don't say it's good luck when I do it. Oh, that's beginner's luck. Well, then what happened to your luck? Maybe you need to get your luck up then. So you have to take the test 3 times and have to pay that fucking fee again, girl. Because you take the test 3 times and you fail it the third time, girl. They make you pay that fee again before you take that class again. Can we talk about, or the kids that they make you pay the fee again and you got to take the class again, which is a whole nother fee. And then you motherfucking take the test again. So they won't double it up and double it. Can we talk about it? That's it. Already clicked on that. Okay. I already clicked on that. Ooh, y'all catching me in the act. I know that's right, honey. We catch you right in the act, Jay. Come on in here. Hey, Highways 59. Who's listen, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Excuse me, almond butter and jelly. Y'all, Tri-C jelly, that did not fulfill me. I am about to have, and maybe because girl, okay, we doing a lot. Like I'm coming through with y'all very soon on something. Y'all, Mr. Y'all have a Miss TV like that on camera like that. Like I said, it's not a particular reason why. Okay, so the bitch is never ashamed of who, what she is, and how she is, and what it is. Hello. Baby, if you ask me, bitch, nobody is better than me. Hello? And when I say that, when it comes to being me, looking like me, and being myself, nobody can do it better than me. Baby, I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. I want you to see that spirit. It's the God in me. Oh, it's the God in me. Oh, look, it's so fresh. Look, I want y'all to see the glow in the tea. Baby, come on in here. Okay? So, counting down for something. And like I said, girl, we probably burn a lot of calories, girl, And then I'm taking all my little supplements and stuff. So, girl, the body's like, no, baby, you need to go ahead and get you some chicken wings, some French fries. You're going to get you some Cajun style chicken wings. I put some Jamaican jerk season on it. I also sprinkled with a little bit of my herby harissa. And then I also put a little bit of my cayenne paprika, smoked paprika, my pastilla, ancho, and all that, girl. Listen, I'm about to set this shit up, y'all, with some sugar-free hickory. And we got sugar-free, girl, because we don't want, listen. We don't want no insulin resistance going on because the bitch is out motherfucking diabetes. Let's talk about it. Hello. Let's talk about for that. Well, thank you. Hello. But, girl, we just need a little bit of sweet and sour and spicy. Okay, when I'm busting the chicken off those bones, I want the spice and sweetness to hit me, baby. Like Beyonce, can't you keep up, baby? What did Michelle say? Hit me. Yeah, can't you keep up? Baby boys, let me lose my breath. Make the noise, let me eat my breath. Make And Buffalo Soldier, honey, I need a soldier up in here. Where they at? Hey, I need a soldier up in here. Where they at? I need a Buffalo Soldier. Where my Buffalo Soldiers at? I need my Buffalo Soldier. Can we talk about it? And what I really want to know is, what the fuck is a Mexican revolutionary? Who gave that title? What is a Mexican revolutionary in America? Can somebody please break this down for me? I mean, I know what they said in the book, but we ask you, like I said, I'm talking to my spiritual people. I'll be talking to my spiritually awakened people, because we're not talking to some of the damn people. We talk about the people who are tapped in and can get it where they need to get it at. How can we talk about it? We talk about the people that know the back ways and the highways and the byways, not the people that take the main streets, and when there's a detour, now they're taking the back roads, but you've always taken the back roads, so you don't run into obstructions and road work like that. Can we talk about those are the ones I'm talking to? Do that need to be my disclaimer all the time? If you're not tapped in, you're not tapped in, baby. Just say that. But what I want to know is, what the fuck is a Mexican revolutionary in America? Especially in South America, the southern states of America. What is a Mexican revolutionary? Because the crazy thing about it, well, no, we're not getting to that. That's gonna cause some war. Shout out to my Mexicanos and Mexicanos, honey. We love y'all, honey. Me encanta. Okay, I love y'all. Always and forever, girl. You know it, honey. I love my Mexican American people, y'all. Listen, if it came down to it, baby, listen. I will be a traitor because I'll be down there fight with y'all too. Can we talk about it? Hello? Can we talk about it? I'll be down there fighting and wrestling with y'all too, baby. Okay, love the culture, love the people, and whether or not there was a Mexican revolutionaries or not, baby, the Mexicans will still be Mexicans. Their culture will still be strong. They will still be hardworking, family-loving, hard-working people. Okay. And so, baby, like I said, I won't get into those tea because, baby, I'm not that type of girl. Okay. Listen, I don't want to incite nothing to nobody, no hate to nobody. Girl, we not here for that. Girl, we got one thing. We need to keep our peace, keep our culture. They say what they say, make America great again. No, take America back. Baby, I'm a part of the TABS community. Take America back. It's been hijacked since 1776. Take it back. Baby, take it back. We need to protect the culture. We need to protect the sharing of making bread and the times where, baby, sharing cakes and sharing pies was something cute. We need to take it back to that time where people love people. We need to take it back to that time where people, like I said, love people. They saw themselves in other people. And even though they were taught differently, y'all, because we got the stories about the ghettos and the blacks moving to certain parts. And I say the ghettos because, whatever, this for entertainment purposes. But, when they had black folks and certain type of people who grew up in the hood and decided to move to the suburbs and, all around America, we have the stories about the white folks who didn't like it and was coming for these black folks and doing shit to them. But we had some white folks who were taught the same hate and they loved the black folks. They were there. They provided, comfort to the black folks. They gave them reassurance that, baby, I'm here with you. And I say that even going into like Waterhole, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, where they were throwing acids in the pools and bleach in the pool, girl, to get, black folks together. You had white people in the pools with y'all. You had white people in the pools with y'all getting bleached up too, going to jail too. So, we need to go back to this time where people were like, you're getting an injustice, but we're still here. I'm pro-human. I'm not pro-white. I'm not pro-black. I'm pro-human. And like I said, if that means, baby, we are all going to be a sacrifice for the future generations to come so they can live in that collectiveness, because we ain't going to always be 100%, girl. We always going to have a hater in the corner. Hello. You're always going to have a bitch in the back eyeing you down, rolling your eyes. Kind of like Michael Jackson was at the Liza Minnelli, and when she married David, was it David Minnelli, Liza Minnelli, and David, was it Liza Minnelli? I think it was Liza Minnelli when she married that gay man. Michael was in that back being messy as hell, just staring him down, and I'm sitting right there, hating ass bitch, girl. No shade, we love Michael, but he was a hater, girl. Hater, girl. Let that fruit and that cake marry each other, girl. Mind your business, Michael. I was hoping that Michael was gonna try to out him so he could get out it, bitch. Anyway, let me let that go, honey. Anyway, y'all, I'm done. Love and light, twospiritmystic.blogspot.com. 28spiritmystic.gmail.com, y'all. We here. Listen, we're gonna be here. I was supposed to be running my errands today, y'all, and I'm trying not to think about it. Okay, I'm really trying not to think about it. But we're gonna be here. We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna have our little TT wee wee knee. And yeah, I'm gonna be here, and like I said, I'll be back later, do a little surprise, little something for y'all. And so we're gonna tap on in and get in and do what we gotta do. The spirit got me over here. That ain't shit, girl. Let me go. Bye, y'all. I'm hungry. That's what's going on. Bye, y'all. Love you.